I hope everybody is doing good. I am so excited to be going live today. We're going to be going live with one of our students, and the reason I like to go live is because I like to inspire you guys. Like, we always have new students signing up with us, so I wanted to come on here and sort of introduce a student that just added permanent tattoos to her studio, and she was already in business. She's in a different state. She's in Arizona. We're out in Michigan, so a lot of the times, like, I only know what my state has going on, but I like to interview different students and see what their states have going on. It's always like really informative. She's already offering this to clients, so she took the class, and she's been practicing. She's offering it, getting paid for it now. So I want to kind of talk to her about her journey, meet her, and just kind of connect. And then you guys can, follow too. I like to build community, so bringing people on here, you guys get to meet new people and just kind of have a conversation. Let me see. I know she's in here, so if you could just press that video button with the plus, it says send request, and then I could get you on up here and have a little chat. I hope everybody had a good day. Today is what, Tuesday? Honestly, this week already feels so long. We're just on Tuesday, and I swear it feels like it's Thursday already. Okay. Carla, I know you're in here. I see you. There we go. Hey, girl.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Doing so good, thank you. Sorry, my laptop was just not connecting, so we're doing this off of my phone. So I apologize for the change in quality.
No, honestly, I always do these off of my phone. It's just
Oh,
so much
perfect.
easier. You're so beautiful. I love your dimples.
Thank you. You too.
Maybe I'm just biased. Maybe I'm biased to dimpled people. I'm like that's my people. How are you today?
I'm doing good. I was at the studio earlier, so it's awesome. I'm sorry, my dog.
Yeah.
Um, I was at the studio earlier, so it's been good. Just kind of getting home, getting ready for this, which was exciting. I'm really looking forward to just chatting it up with you. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for making the time. I always like meeting some of our students. Like, if I see a student is in the class, they're submitting, they're like taking it seriously, they're adding it to their menu. I'm like, okay, they're doing something right. So let me have a public chat about it, because then other people can do those right things. So
No,
how's it going?
definitely.
How's it going in your business right now? Like, how was the whole like journey of adding, like, it's a big deal adding this to your menu. So how's it going?
No, it was huge. I started with paramedical tattooing, so I was already familiar with the technique in a sense. But in conversation with a lot of the sessions that I was in, a lot of my clients were like, "Well, you're already there. Put some ink on it, and let's get a tattoo going." And we were going through so many different journeys, and it was just like another way to commemorate where they were at, and it allowed me to kind of open up into like a new creative freedom to be able to kind of introduce this. And it's opened up so many doors, and it's been so awesome to see like I'm still able to do what I was doing originally, but now to bring in a totally different creative side to the business has been awesome. And I get to meet an entirely new group of people, which has been even better. And also working on clients that I've worked on as well before. So to know now I get to work with them in a completely different service has been awesome.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, I was in Arizona back in September, and I feel like you guys are a very tattooed state. I feel like
Yes.
everybody has a fine, and specifically like the fine line, smaller tattoos, but like it'd be like small tattoos, but like all over. So it'd be like a big piece made of like intricate things. So I
Yes.
feel like you're definitely heading in the right direction. I just felt like that was the style down there. And for some reason, the dry weather, when I was down there, I felt like people's tattoos held up better than they are up here. And I know that's like a weird thing to notice, but our weather up here is like muggy and like wet. Like we have wetness in the air, where I feel like you guys is like a more dry area. So I
Yeah,
just
the
felt
lack
like
of humidity helps.
I think so. I honestly think that because everybody's tattoos just looked so crisp, and I'm like, up in Michigan, like our tattoos don't hold the way you guys's do, which I don't know if it's like a real thing or something I noticed, but that sounds so good though. Like everything going on in your studio. And you know, when I was thinking about it, I was looking at your service menu and it looks like you offer a lot of scar covering for people. And I know so many people like have had, you know, either implants or implant removal or you know, like cancer survivors or tummy tucks. There's just so much with paramedical tattooing. And like now I feel like you're able to like cover the scar, but then also if they wanted like a little design, which I've seen people do, like you can do that too, which is kind of, do you get asked for that?
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
No, yeah, I agree. If anything, it kind of helps because it allows me to know like what scars I could work on and what scars I can't. So I could either also offer like, let's better the appearance of the scar before we get into the tattooing side of it, because you might even like the way it looks even better after we're able to kind of work through the existing scar. So it's nice to now be able to have like both ends of it, where before it was just let's enhance the way the scar looks, let's enhance like how like visually what it's looking like, and now I can really like dig deeper into it and say, okay, let's start here and then go from there. Or if not, I now understand way more on how to even be able to put tattooing on scarring and feel confident in it and say like, okay, this is definitely something that's like really doable.
Yeah, for sure. I think, you know, with us at the studio, we get some women sometimes wanting to do like a scar cover up, and they come in and we don't do paramedical tattooing. So we refer them out to people that specialize in those sort of tattoos. But some women, like, they want a design over the scar. Other women, I feel like, just want a clean look. Like, I just want to blend the scar with my body. Were you getting asked that like before offering this service? Were your clients asking like if they could put a little bit of design in there? Was that a thing or?
Yes, I've had some where they felt maybe their scarring was too textured, and they're like, well, what if we put some design on top to kind of like allow it to be less apparent of like what's happening in the area. So yeah, I would kind of get it on both ends when it came to that. But it's nice to be able to, what was it that I was going to mention? It was I see the scarring now, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe you're a really good candidate for camouflage tattooing, which I know that not a lot of tattoo shops like to do. Um, but now I'm able to kind of see like we could cover it up with an actual design, or if you're just wanting to better the appearance, we can do camouflage, or we can just, work on the scar in itself. So I have a little bit more play in it, and like how you mentioned, like creating more of that seamless look. Like I know some girls that are like, I don't want a design or anything, but I want to not a get quick fix situation, but like I just want to be able to not see the lightness of my scarring. So camouflage tattooing was kind of like the go-to, and it was nice to be like, okay, we can offer this definitely.
Yeah. Do people so like okay, and I'm just comparing this to our shop because we don't offer paramedical tattooing, but honestly it's such a good service to offer because I feel like it's more like on the medical side, it's more like niche. So I think it's so cool that you offer that. And I think like with us, I remember this girl, she came in. There's two instances that are running through my mind right now. And one of them, she had like self harm scars,
Mhm.
all probably from here all the way to here. And it was like a lot of different, you know, cuts. And she wanted us to cover them. And I remember the design one of the artists at the shop ended up doing was like really big to cover and go around and kind of like it be a design, but also like get all the things that needed to be covered up. And she loved it. But I think if we also like told her, hey, you know, we can improve some of the scars, but then put a design over some of the
Mhm.
scars so that would have been a cool thing, which I think you could do now, which is so cool. Because so many people want a tattoo, but then also like have either stretch marks. The other lady I'm thinking about, she had lost like 200 pounds, and so
Hmm.
she had like a lot of stretch marks up in here, and she was like, "Hey, can you guys come up with like a fine line tattoo to cover all my stretch marks?" And so I feel like you would be like a specialty studio for those instances because they're everywhere. Like that is a very common client we see like at least once a month. It's like, I want to cover up a body imperfection, whether it's like a scar or a burn or a stretch mark. And so, like, tattoos are something people think about. And I think it's cool that you have that on your plate now. So I love that. What made you get into that?
I honestly was wanting something that I also can utilize. I have a little one. So postpartum wise, stretch marks, it was something that I was not really confident in my own skin. And I've also experienced a lot too. I've known people that had mastectomies and they've lost like that confidence in themselves because of the loss due to the surgery. And I found that paramedical tattooing where I was able to kind of target both. And I wanted to just be able to bring that confidence back into those individuals, as well as even just starting with myself. So I think that's where like it came from and it kind of branched out from as well. And even my name for the studio, Cura in Spanish means like heal. It's Cura. I just play with the K just for my name, which is Carla. And then Kira in Japanese means safe haven. So I felt like it was just a safe haven, a place for people just to find healing, whether it was physically, mentally. And I felt like being able to kind of touch on their scars, especially scars that they've lived with for so long, whether it was in a sense like in a traumatic moment or like how I mentioned postpartum or whatever it was a way just to be able to kind of just shine light on it and kind of bring closure into that, or if not closure, just start that journey of like being able to bring back that confidence.
I love that. That's so cool. I only know one other person that has like a similar business, and I know that she works with like she has like a referral thing going on with some of the plastic surgeons around,
Mhm.
like, and so they're like, okay, if you want your nipples back or if you want your scars covered up or whatever, they refer them to the tattoo artist. And I think even with what you do, I think some take insurance, which is
Yeah.
a really powerful thing. How is so like with scar camouflaging? I know there's no prep, there's no making stencils, there's
Mm-mm.
no going on Procreate and like coming up with a meaningful design, which I think is kind of a time consuming thing. So like at our studio, we have like sketch days
Mhm.
where we're just working and we take a deposit for that time, that we're home and we're working on the person's design, making it come to life on the iPad. And then if they cancel, we tell them like, hey, you paid like 50 or 100 for me to sketch this at home. So if you want, I can send you the file and that's your deposit money. You can have that. You
Mhm.
can tattoo it later, whatever. And then if they come get it, then we charge by the hour, but we charge for designs. Like we don't, I know some shops don't charge for their designs. We do because I feel like sometimes I'm spending like 3 hours at home just drawing, which takes a while. And I know for you, that's probably the biggest process difference. Whereas like before you're going into the shop and honestly, paramedical tattooing is expensive. So it's like there's no prep time. You go in the shop, you cover the scar, you go home, you do your thing. With tiny tattoos, it's like a creative outlet and it's great, but then you're also like in a different space where you have to prep the design and it's coming from a field that's I would say evolving into a luxury market but never used to be looked at as a luxury market, but now that like fine line tattoo studios and like the females coming in giving things like an aesthetic, giving things like an experience, we are charging more for tattoos now, whereas like before I
Mhm.
think people were like, oh, you paid 100 for a tiny tattoo, you got ripped off. But now I
Mhm.
feel like people are understanding that some studios are putting more work into it. How is it for you like having to prep before going to work? Is that like a system difference? Like how are you adapting to that?
So it's definitely different in the way that you take clients because I usually have to do a consultation of some sort before I can dive in. So that is technically my prep. I can't just go into a session and say, all right, you wanted this, we're just going to kick it off. We have to have conversation of like, how long have you had your scarring? What are the details that like, just kind of going down the laundry list of things so that I'm knowledgeable as to what kind of scar it is that you have and why you have it. So that was a big change for me because I also couldn't see my clients every 6 to 8 weeks, if not sometimes a bigger gap, because of the way that we work the skin and everything. It just requires a lot more of a healing time as opposed to like a standard tattoo, especially fine line. It's a little bit better turnaround. So that was a big switch, which I loved. And I think that that's what it gave me, like in between those clients and everything. I was able to now add fine line tattooing, which was giving me more room to be able to kind of switch the dynamic, which now I get to prep. I get to have inquiries of people coming or, reaching out, sending me their ideas, sending me their designs. And then I go into the studio now and instead of like a full on prep beforehand, just in case, in whichever direction the paramedical tattoo session would have went, I kind of go in with a different mindset of like, this is design, this is what we're going. If there's any changes, we'll figure it out, but it's not anything as drastic as it was like before. So
Mhm.
definitely it's been like the best of both worlds, but it's been a different dynamic with fine line now. And I love it because I feel like it's keeping me busier in the best way. Because
Yeah.
now I'm like, as I wait for results to kind of come through for my paramedical clients, I get to have a lot more of other results of like the pieces that I get to do in
It's like
between.
more of an instant gratification because I feel like
Yes.
with the sorry my chair keeps squeaking. I don't know if you hear that. It's
I
like
don't hear it. You're
crazy.
good.
I feel like with the scarring, I think I've only done one. Actually, I like did a little experiment on one of my clients. She was like, "Please shave, please just do it." And I remember doing it and thinking, "Okay, like this is going good," but then it gets like really red, like the stretch mark or whatever gets really red, so you can't post it right away. With tattooing, you can. And like I think with you, I was thinking like if somebody's tattooing scars all day and then they have the opportunity of tattooing the non-scarred area, it's probably like, oh my god, it's like so much smoother and so much easier, and it's not screaming the entire time. Because I think working on stretch marks and like cuts or like surgical scars, honestly, is like my not my favorite. It's like going from the texture of like kind of gummy skin, like scar
Mhm.
tissue to me feels a little bit gummy, to going to like buttery smooth skin. I would just be so much happier tattooing. Just I don't know. I don't like tattooing scars because I feel like they're screaming at me. But with you, that's what you do. So like they probably don't scare you. I think for me, when I go on a piece of skin and it starts to get like all red and stuff, I just get
Like,
scared.
no, I'm with you. When it comes to it's day and night for sure, especially too, because I'm working the skin, not to the point where I want it to create any like pixelating or whatever. But you have to be so much careful. And it's funny, paramedical tattooing, you don't go as deep. So that was also a nice learning curve where I'm like, okay, with, pulling lines or whatever it is that we're doing with ink, you're working the skin, but you're working it in such a different way that you're not drawing any blood or you're not doing anything crazy. So it was a good, what's the word? I don't know, like a good change that I had to do to see like, okay, am I heavy-handed? Am I doing this just as much as heavy as I was doing it with my paramedical clients? Because, with fine line, you want to be lighter on it and
Mhm.
you don't want to be causing any pain or whatever it is. And I know like with my paramedical tattoo clients, they weren't experiencing it, but it was in such a sensitive area. You had to be mindful of that. So that was an interesting switch, which was like, okay, I'm going deeper, but I'm not causing any damage in that sense, or I don't see as much redness, and this is so much smoother, like how
It's
you mentioned, it's
fun.
like butter. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially on, I don't know, well, in Arizona, I think there's like a very diverse group of people. I think for me in Detroit too, it's very, very diverse up here. And I feel like tattooing different ethnicities always feels different for me. Like even with scar tissue, I think we all scar a little bit differently. Like some skin gets more like raisin like
Hmm.
feeling, other skin just gets even more tight. So I think it's a nice um experience for you to be tattooing in a diverse area, and then also now diversifying your menu to be able to accommodate like different skins within that same person, which is so interesting. And I think like for me as an artist, like tattooing the neck, tattooing the back, tattooing the stomach, the eyebrows all feels so different.
Hmm.
But then with you, it's like scarred and then non-scarred along with the different body parts. It's probably like a really nice experience. So how is like working with Procreate to create a custom design with, is that something that you're having to do? Like
Yes.
how is that?
It's been so fun. Honestly, I've been on like trying to do as much as I can like inspirationally, whether it's tracing out maybe an initial design and then trying to free flow from there. That has been so much fun. I try whenever I get an inquiry, especially if a client's sending over like something that you know, or they screenshot and it's Pinterest, right? And it's Pinterest inspired tattoo. I always reply back, we can definitely do it, but do you mind if I add a little bit of a change to your design? Because I don't want you to have something verbatim from someone else. So it's been so nice to be able to kind of play around with Procreate in that sense and say, okay, these are the little things I want to make changes to, and it's been received so well. So it's been fun. I know that I have so much to learn with Procreate. I just recently learned the reference tab.
Oh yeah.
And that was awesome. I even utilized it today. I utilized like the outlining stencil just to get familiar with, to ensure like what I was tattooing was good. And then I had the shading side as well on the side. So it felt good to feel like, okay, I have the best of both worlds here. I can work with it. And it's not just with creating, I can utilize it also as like a key reference like during my sessions as well. But it's been awesome.
Are you using the symmetry tools too?
Yes.
Okay,
And
yeah,
I
those are
I
my
want to do
favorite.
more of it. I want to do like ornaments and more of like things, and I'm open to like different designs, but I'm like I need to slow down. I know.
Were you drawing before this class? Like would you say that you had some drawing skill, or is this like all new to you?
I would say I've always had drawing skills. I liked painting, and I would do it from time to time. And it would come out creatively, especially with like my son's projects and things like that. I wasn't doing it every single day, but I'll tell you this, ever since starting like your class, I'm like, ooh, I want to like design this in the future. So it's been fun to see like things that I've designed maybe 8 months ago. Now I'm like putting it out there and I'm like, okay, let's actually put this out. Let's see what like how it's received and kind of like go from there. So it's been fun. Like something that may have been like dormant of like a skill set of mine, I've been able to really like utilize, which has been awesome. I'm like surprising myself, I'll say that.
That's like the best part. I love when people come up to us and like want something that we want to tattoo. And I feel like you probably had that by now, because how long has it been since you've been offering it?
So I've been offering it for a little over a month now
Okay.
on my studio. So it's been good, but were you gonna say like there's certain things that people mention, then you're like, like
Yeah, some
we're gonna
designs I'm
see?
not excited about. Like, I
Yeah.
think when people want something like the best example, I mean, not to hate on infinity signs, but if it's just like an infinity sign with a letter,
Uh-huh.
I don't get excited about it. Like, I'm not gonna lie. But if somebody wants like something super sentimental to them, something original with like a nice reference, like
Hmm.
ornament designs, then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna be so happy like adding that to my portfolio so that I can get more inquiries of people that want that, because that's my taste. And I feel
Hmm.
like every artist, like every tattoo artist, ends up, having their own style that they
Yeah.
get booked for. And I love the flash that I've seen that you've been experimenting, like, okay, I have this design, let me put it out on Instagram, see who wants to grab it,
Hmm.
and like, and you said they've been well received. So
Hmm.
that's really fun. Like it's so nice to draw something and then someone says, "Oh yeah, I want that on my body." It feels so like an accomplishment.
I know. I'm like, oh. like I made it. Thank you. Like I let's do it. Like let's make it happen. No, I will say this one that I've loved to do recently, and I feel like I've gotten such a good response to has been the handwriting tattoos. That
Mm.
and it's funny because like to me, I find it so interesting. Not funny. I find it interesting because you would think, right? I'm just tracing a letter that's already been like or a word that's already been written by someone else, but it's so intricate. It's not like your standard script or anything that we may have been practicing before. So I have loved that as a challenge as of recently because I'm like, if I have someone and it says mom, and the way she looped her M or whatever it is, like meant so much to that individual, like I want to make sure that that still lives with them, especially too if they're gone or whatever it is. And that has been so awesome to like know. But I'm with you. Like I can't wait to know like what my style will be, but I'm totally open to know like if anyone has like a challenge for me, I'm willing to take it. And another thing I feel like is being honest with clients, like, hey, I've only been in this journey for about 8 months now, and it's been live for about a month and a half. And for me, I'm like, I love the idea, but give me time. And I've been so honest with clients where I've had recently, I finally did work for them. And I was like, give me time. I have skins. I want to practice it before I get it done. And when I felt confident enough, I reached out to them and I was like, I'm ready to go. And then we were able to execute it. So it felt good to know like I'm not letting anyone down thinking that I'm just gonna wing it, because it's permanent and I never want anything to like not at least be at its best. But it's been nice to know like people are also so willing to like just listen, or
Yeah,
listen
no,
and
so
be
it
willing
sounds
to
like you're
patient.
doing all the right things. Like when we get new artists at our studio, and they want to do a piece that excites them, but they don't know if they can execute it. I tell them like, hey, do it on latex. Do it on latex a few times. And I've had I remember one of the girls, she did it twice on latex, and then the second time she was like, okay, I really, really love it. And then she did it on a client, and the client was very happy. So in the beginning, doing stuff like that is huge. Like why like you don't have to go on the client right away,
Mhm.
because you're going to learn like every time you tattoo something, you tattoo it better the next time. And I
Yeah.
always tell the girls like your latest tattoo is always going to be your best tattoo, because
Mhm.
all the other people leading up to that moment, like you've grown incrementally with every client. And it's nice that you're like you obviously sound like you run a successful studio, and you sound like like a good responsible owner with integrity. So it's nice that you're like, okay, let me take everything to figure out my style, but be honest, because I am still new, and not wreck anybody's leg or wreck anybody's arm. Because like I do see that, not with our students. I think in the class I do kind of talk about like, hey, you don't want to be copying something from Pinterest, or you don't
Mhm.
want to be like, just tattooing people. And like, I don't pass everybody. Like a lot of people get their assignments rejected multiple times. So I mean, I try to like discourage people from tattooing skin right away. But like on Amazon and stuff, I do see people like buying kits
Mhm.
and just like tattooing their mom or dad because they're like, oh, that's my mom. Who cares if I mess up? But it's like, no, that you should care more because it's your mom.
You're like,
So
you're
like
seeing
it's
her every
so
day.
nice that with even everything you have, you're still okay, let me be honest, let me have
Mhm.
integrity, because tattooing is like a spiritual transaction too. I feel like, that is a person that you are marking up forever. So it's nice that you're taking it seriously, like as you do with all your other things.
No, yeah, I agree. I'm like, my biggest thing is I want to give an amazing experience, right? But I also want to make sure I do right by everyone. I've learned also, I feel like with now everything on my on my explore page is all things fine line tattooing, but it's been nice whether it's, your content or anyone else's content, like to know when they're even sharing like the do's and don'ts. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to be that individual. Like I had a client the other day. She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I don't like that size of stencil. And that's what we had originally discussed. I said, I'll reprint it. This is on your body forever. Why would I be upset? And they share like, oh, it's never been received like that before. I felt like you were going to get upset or upcharge me for a reprint or something. And I'm like, I hate that's what people have experienced so far. And like, it's like, how can you better everyone's experience on that sense? Because then you get a forever client at that too. And I love that that's something that I'm already hearing. It's like, okay, we'll be back. And I'm like, oh, I think that matters more to me if, or referrals or whatever it is. I'm like, then I did my job. That was it. We're good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, honestly, it's such a privilege to be able to tattoo people. I love that. I love that you love it. I think with us too at the studio, like what we do is we have a computer paper printer and then we have it's a stencil printer. And so like on the computer paper, we'll print out, 3 or 4 different sizes. We'll cut it up and then we'll go to the client and just kind of like hold it up to them. I mean, this is my IRS tax. Hold on. We'll just hold it up to and we'll just put it on their body and see, okay, this is plain, like do it'll be
Mhm.
different little ones. And then they'll be like, okay, and the one that they like, we take that and then print it with real ink so that we're not wasting that. Somebody said, hey, tuning in from South Texas. Well, thank
Nice.
you. But yeah, I mean, this was an awesome conversation. I feel like I got to connect with you, and I know that over the next year, I'm gonna just watch your business just explode because you have all the right things. You have the people skills. You already have a clientele. You're pushing it in all the right ways. You're making flash, and every single time I've seen that combination of like characteristics in a business, you know. You talk to them like in a year and I'm like, can I go live with you? They're too big. So
Yeah. They're like, wait a second. No.
so it's nice that I got to connect with you now and I think you're on that like I can see you're like in the second step of the staircase that in just a year you're gonna be like probably more followers in both of our pages. You're gonna be great and I know your stuff's gonna explode because you're doing a great job. And I like to connect with people and it's funny because we get a lot of students per day. We get a lot of signups per day. And it's like, we get their intros, we try to build connection, but nothing like just sitting down and talking to a
Yeah.
person, seeing what they're about. It's really nice.
No, I appreciate you. I feel like I've told you this before, but you being accessible even after I've completed the class and being so willing to be like, Carla, this doesn't look great, or Carla, we need to work on the shading or whatever. Like I am all for all the great feedback and everything from there. So I thank you so much because it's really given me like a place to just be more coachable. And yeah, if anything, and now I finished something and I'm like, "Ugh, I want to send it to Shay, but I don't want to drive her crazy because I'm
No,
like,
no, no,
look
no.
at what
So
I
many, so many people send me their stuff, and I try to be honest, and I like the voice notes.
did. Okay, yeah.
The voice note, I mean, I'm sorry to anybody that's going to watch this now or later or whatever. I'm sorry about my 2-minute voice notes. It's just that I can't like give feedback and type all because girl, I be replying to people all the time, especially on Monday and Tuesday. But like, I do love when people show me a picture, especially on any of our DMs, and then it gives me an opportunity because sometimes like the different emails, it's not me and I
Yeah.
like to I like to be able to look at everyone's stuff. So I think you're a great student. I think you're a better student than I am a teacher because you want to learn. Like you're excited. I think excited is key. Like some people they want it but they're not like genuinely happy like it
Hmm.
but I think when it makes you so happy and excited then that means you're in the right career. Like today I
Yeah.
went to the dentist and the dentist standing over my head, he was doing a great job. I went to high school with him. He was just talking about how much he loves dentistry. And you could tell like he was like in like flow state doing my teeth. And it's like you could tell this guy was made to be a dentist. And I think, when you feel that much passion towards your craft, like people feel it.
Yeah, I feel the biggest thing I hear is like, oh my God, you light up when you talk about it. And I'm like, good, because I love it. I'll leave my session and just be like, that was great. That was good. And I know my mom's tired of hearing it because I'll be like, it was another great day. And she's like, another great day. I'm like, she's like, I love it. And she's like, they're just great every day. And I'm like, but it was so good. It's like you can't not like it, because
Yeah.
you also have control of what you do. So it's one of those
Yeah.
things that I'm like, I'm constantly learning. So
No,
no,
yeah,
it's
it's
been
very
awesome.
fun. It's very fun. And thank you so much for taking the time to like come on here and be so open and so transparent, like willing to share what you do. And yeah, I think it's awesome. And hopefully you can keep sending me all the future designs that you're doing. I love looking at everything. Is there anything you want to like ask or like, is there anything you want to add before we, I don't want to keep you on here forever, but
No, I mean, I know that I'm at a place when it comes to like with learning, and I'm like excited to get to a point where I get to do like one of those in-person trainings with you, because like today, for example, like with all the shading questions I had, I'm like, okay, just show me now. Like I'm like, I just want like more of hands-on. So I think for me it's like I'm excited that this isn't just it for like at least me wanting to collaborate with you in that sense. Like I
yeah.
want to be able to just like continue from there on. So but no, I mean, I'm excited. I keep sending more people your way, so hopefully they're signing up, because I'm like,
Thank you.
this is it.
Thank
This
you
is the
so
way I did it.
much. We're actually getting a bigger suite, like not a suite, but right now we're in a smaller like suite. It was a transition period for before, so like when I first started, me and my mom built a shop, but the shop was mostly for my mom. So I was taking a little room in that shop, and then I started like hiring people, and then I grew out of that, and now we're in a studio, and now I'm growing out of that. So we're getting a bigger space, hopefully, knock on wood. Hopefully everything works out. But once we have that space, I'm going to try to like have
Awesome.
retreats where people can like come and we could spend a week and we could like, you could just work at the shop with me for like a week or two. I don't want it to be like a boring training. I want it to
Mhm.
be like, they're just my apprentice for that time,
Yeah.
and it just whatever comes at the shop, we'll do it together. So I think it's fun that like, you're willing to come up here. Hopefully I'm willing to go down there, but yeah, I think the online training, I always say it's like, I mean, I don't want to say it's the stupidest thing. I say it in my head, but I don't say it out loud. It's kind of like weed. It's like a gateway drug.
You,
It really is.
you start small, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Hit the ground.
You little bum. But that's what the class is. It's just a gateway. It's not
Yeah.
the end, but it's a gateway. Horrible reference. Don't repeat that. But it really is just a gateway. But it's just a baby step.
Yeah.
Somebody's laughing. That's so funny. Somebody was like asking, how long did it take you to complete the class?
From start to finish, I would say it was about 6.5 months. But I think it was also, I didn't want to just submit anything mediocre to you. So I was really, really precise with like what I wanted to send your way, because I'm like, if she's gonna push it back, I want her to push it like, reject it with like really good notes, and I'm not just like spitballing here with whatever it is that I was doing. So yeah, I would say about 6.5, 7 months it took me.
Yeah, I think
But
you
yeah.
did it the right way because you took advantage of it. It's
Hmm.
really a cheaper class. You can make it as like the value of it is what you put into it. Like it literally, if you buy it on sale, is like $211, right? But it's like it could be $1,000 experience if you're putting in the time to
Hmm.
practice and like send us your stuff. Other people, I feel like they make it a horrible experience for themselves because they'll literally send us their first like time that they laid pen to paper, and they'll just send it to us, and it's like, okay, we could give you feedback, but the feedback is just going to be like,
Yeah.
hey, do it again a million times. Like that's what we're going to tell you.
Mm.
So I think it's great that you literally made it what it's made to be, but also like your value made it a more valuable experience. So I
Yeah.
love that it took you that long. I would say if anybody wants to sign up and like have an experience, do it just like that. Don't submit your first try. Like actually sit down and just like fail and fail and fail. And then once you feel like you're proud of something, then submit it. That's great. And
Yeah.
she was like, any tips for current students? And I would say like that's a great tip for what we just talked
Yeah.
about. Is there anything else you're thinking of on your mind?
Um, I would say like I went into it naive in the sense of I was like, oh, I got this in the bag kind of thing. So I think it's just be willing to fail more than you're going to be successful in it. Even now, like there's certain moments where I'm like about to start something and just like you're never going to be like an expert of it. And if you're willing or anxious about it, I feel like it's just going to continue to make you better because if you're too confident going in, then you're not allowing yourself to grow. But with the training in itself, yeah, like take your time. Like when you say work on your lines, work on your lines. Take like I rewatched videos whether they were on the app or on my computer. Like I went back so many times when I was working on a specific design that I was like, I don't think that I'm executing this the way that I should. So it's also being willing to take those extra steps to kind of go back to the start,
Yeah.
to make sure that you feel confident in it.
Dude, 1000%. Like even with me, I don't like some tattoos that I've done, even some stuff I've done and like posted to the class at the time because I started this company like a while ago. I look back and I'm like, okay, got to take this video down because I've gotten so much better. Let me put this video up.
Mhm.
So it's like you never stop. Like you never stop and there's always people that are inspiring to you and it's not like it's not going to be like who's the best artist because really
Yeah.
like well, I definitely have opinions of like who the best of the best is, but it's
Mhm.
not like this whole industry or journey isn't about getting to be better than everyone else. It's about, like being the best version of your style for your clients and just, not spreading, bad art or disease or, just having that integrity like as a basis. I think that's perfect. But yeah,
I love
I
that.
I really really enjoyed talking with you today. This was
Same.
super productive. I think. Thank you for everybody that watched in the chat. And if you guys want to follow her and follow her journey, she's about to I just know her flash looks good, everything looks good. I know you're going to do great. You're already doing
Thank you.
great. And yeah, if you guys have any questions to the either of us, let us know. Thank you for everyone that tuned in or is going to tune in the future. And yeah, thank you for your time.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for allowing me the time to chit chat with you.
Yeah, for sure. All right, stay in touch. All right.
All right, will do. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.